The resurrection only means the mentally dead people. We are the people to be resurrected. And when the resurrection of the so-called Negro or the black man of America, when he is resurrected into the knowledge of self and in the knowledge of God and the devil, then that's the end of the world. And this is it now going on. This is the end of the white man's world. According to the history, scientists, and science, you can take it for granted. It is the end, and this must be done in order to not to give injustice to a person that have no knowledge of what it is all about. So before the God can destroy the world, he must give us a knowledge of why he is destroying it. And why are you killing me? He don't do things unjust. And so he always, according to the Holy Quran, he makes a people aware of why that he destroys them or chastises them.
You mentioned that the American Negro is being resurrected to knowledge of himself, self-knowledge. Mr. Muhammad, how did you receive this self-knowledge?
I received this knowledge that I'm teaching and that I'm putting my life against, that if you can prove it other than the truth, from God in the person of one Mr. Farad Muhammad. He used the name Farad Muhammad. When he first made himself known to me and others, he used just the Farad, Wallace Farad. And he had an initial in between there that I never knew what that initial stood for. And that was a W, no, D. Wallace D. Farad is what he give to us. Then in the third year, on his departure, he told me that his name was Wallace Farad Muhammad, W.F. Muhammad.
This was the first time that he revealed his name?
First time he put the Muhammad. So I studied that then. From what he gave to me to study, he gave to me a Holy Quran in Arab, and I couldn't read it. So then he goes and gets me a Holy Quran in Arabic and English. And so I taken this book and I studied it from what he lined me up with. He gave me a copy of Texas and places and other books. He gave to me the names of 104 books that is in the Congressional Library in Washington. And I studied them for 7 years. They're up and down the East Coast. And I have the Quran that he gave to me, given about 2/3 of it to study. The other third, he said, didn't amount to anything because that would be probably in some other man's time and not our time, and we shouldn't be worried about what the other fellow have to do. Let him worry over that. Well, when I first met him, it came to me that he was the man that the Bible prophesied would come in the last days as the Son of Man. And I recognized him to be that, as I had studied the Bible ever since I was a little child. When I first learned to read, I learned to read the Bible. And I always thought that I would be a preacher, but not a preacher of Islam. I didn't know nothing about Islam. I thought I would be a preacher of the religion of my father. That was Christianity, and he was a Baptist preacher, and I don't believe I would be one. But I always told them if I ever preach, I would make enemies. I said because my father and the other preachers would not like me if I preach. I said because I see so many things that they are saying and preaching is wrong. And so I went along like that until I was 35 years old before I actually was sent to preach. Then when I met this man, then I told him, I said, you are the one that the Bible teaches that will come, the Son of Man or the Messiah. And so he whispered in my ear. He got close to me. He looked all around to see who heard that. And he whispered in my ear and told me, he said, yes. He said, but keep quiet. He says, don't say anything to anyone about that. He said, I will let you know when to say that.
But some of you don't like the nation. Envy has come up in your heart because the nation that you thought was dead and would never come back is up now and moving.